Human nature is not what they taught you. They told you people are inherently good, that kindness is natural, that morality is built in, that we're rational beings making conscious choices. All lies, comfortable lies that make society function. But underneath the civilized exterior, humans operate on ancient programming, evolutionary drives that don't care about your feelings, your morals, your civilized pretenses. These drives are amoral, ruthless, effective, and they're running in the background of every human interaction, including yours. Today you're going to learn 12 dark laws of human nature that govern behavior, whether people admit it or not. These aren't theories. These are observations from evolutionary psychology, from studying what humans actually do versus what they say they do, from understanding the primal drives beneath civilized masks. These laws operate constantly, in everyone, including people who claim they're above such things, especially those people. Drop this if you're ready. I see human nature clearly. Let's begin. Dark Law 1. Self-interest drives everything. Every action anyone takes is fundamentally self-interested. Even apparent altruism, even sacrifice, even love. Everything traces back to self-interest if you look deep enough. This sounds cynical. It's not. It's biological. Humans evolved to survive and reproduce. Actions that serve survival and reproduction got passed down. Actions that didn't died out. So every instinct you have, every drive, every motivation ultimately serves you, not others. You. People help others because helping makes them feel good. That's self-interest. People sacrifice for children because children carry their genes. That's self-interest. People act morally because morality provides social benefits. That's self-interest. None of this makes the actions less real. It just reveals the underlying motivation, which is always, what's in it for me? Consciously or unconsciously. That calculation is happening. Always. In everyone. Modern society denies this completely. People are naturally altruistic. Humans are cooperative beings. We evolved to help each other. All partly true, but only because cooperation serves self-interest. Humans cooperate when cooperation benefits them. They compete when competition benefits them. They're not inherently cooperative or competitive. They're inherently strategic, doing whatever serves survival and reproduction. That's the real human nature. Not good, not evil. Strategic, self-interested, effective. Understanding this changes everything. You stop expecting selflessness. You start seeing actual motivations. You align your interests with others' interests, instead of pretending interests don't exist. That's power. Affirmation. I recognize universal self-interest. Dark Law 2. Status matters more than substance. Humans are status-obsessed primates. Everything you do is influenced by status considerations. How you dress, where you live, what you drive, who you date, what you say. All filtered through, does this raise or lower my status? This isn't shallow. This is evolutionary. In ancestral environments, status meant resources, mates, survival. High-status people lived. Low-status people died. So humans evolved intense status sensitivity. That sensitivity still exists. In you. In everyone. Watch people in any social situation. They're constantly monitoring status. Who's dominant? Who's submissive? Who's rising? Who's falling? Where they rank. It's automatic. Unconscious. Constant. People would rather have high status than be happy. Rather appear successful than be successful. Rather seem important than do important things. Because status is the goal, not the means. The actual goal. Evolved into human psychology. This is why people care about brands, degrees, titles, followers. None of these provide inherent value. They provide status signals, which humans value more than actual value. An expensive watch doesn't tell time better. It signals status better. A fancy degree doesn't mean more knowledge. It signals status better. Understanding this reveals human behavior. People aren't pursuing excellence. They're pursuing status markers. Sometimes those overlap. Often they don't. Successful people understand this. They provide status signals while building substance. Not instead of building substance. But never forgetting, humans respond to status signals more than substance. That's reality. Use it or lose to people who do. Affirmation. I understand status dynamics. Dark Law 3. People are tribal by nature. Humans divide into us versus them automatically, instantly, unconsciously. Give people any distinction. Race, religion, politics, sports teams. Anything. They'll immediately form tribes and treat their tribe better than other tribes. This isn't learned. This is built in. Humans evolved in small tribes competing for resources. Strong tribal loyalty meant survival. So evolution selected for tribalism. Intensely. You see this everywhere. Politics isn't about policy. It's tribal warfare. Sports isn't about athletics. It's tribal competition. Religion isn't about theology. It's tribal identity. People adopt their tribe's beliefs automatically, defend their tribe's actions reflexively, attack other tribes instinctively, because that's what tribal psychology does. And everyone has tribal psychology. Everyone thinks they're rational and objective. While operating on pure tribalism, the less aware they are of their tribalism, the more controlled by it they are. Modern society tries to overcome tribalism. We're all one human race. Judge people as individuals. Noble ideas. Completely fighting evolutionary psychology. Tribalism doesn't care about your ideals. It operates automatically. The only way to manage tribalism is to recognize it. See which tribes you belong to. Understand which tribes you automatically favor. Notice when tribal loyalty overrides objective thinking. That awareness doesn't eliminate tribalism. Nothing eliminates tribalism, but awareness lets you think despite tribalism. Instead of being pure tribal puppet, most people never get there. Affirmation. I recognize my tribal programming. Dark Law 4. Emotions drive decisions. Logic justifies them. People don't make rational decisions. They make emotional decisions, then rationalize them with logic afterward. Every time. Without exception. Including you. Including me. Including people who claim they're purely logical. Especially those people. Because they're so good at rationalization, they've convinced themselves it's logic. Here's how it works. Something triggers an emotional response. Immediate, automatic, unconscious. Your brain makes a decision based on that emotion, still unconscious. Then, milliseconds later, your conscious mind creates logical reasons for the emotional decision. These reasons feel like the cause. They're not. They're the justification. The decision was already made emotionally. The logic is post hoc rationalization. This is why arguing with facts rarely works. People aren't fact-driven. They're emotion-driven. Facts that support their emotional position get accepted. Facts that contradict their emotional position get rejected or rationalized away. You can't logic someone out of an emotional position because they didn't logic themselves into it. They felt themselves into it, then justified it with logic. To change someone's mind, you must change their emotional state, not their logical understanding. Logic follows emotion, never leads it. Understanding this changes persuasion. Manipulation. Everything. Stop arguing facts. Start influencing emotions. That's how humans actually work. Affirmation. I influence emotions, not just logic. Dark Law 5. People imitate more than innovate. Humans are copying machines. Most behavior is imitation, not original thinking. You see someone doing something. You copy it, usually unconsciously. This is how culture spreads. How trends form. How beliefs propagate. Not through individual reasoning. Through social copying. Monkey see, monkey do. Humans are the same, just better at pretending otherwise. This is deeply evolutionary. In ancestral environments, copying successful people was safer than innovating. Innovation might fail and kill you. Copying proven behavior kept you alive. So humans evolved intense imitation instincts. See what others do. Copy it. Especially copy high-status people. Their behavior must work since they're successful. This heuristic usually worked. So it's hardwired. Watch any trend, fashion, ideas, beliefs, technology adoption. It's all imitation cascades. Someone high status does something. Others copy. Those others become higher status by copying. More people copy them. Cascade spreads until everyone's doing it. Nobody knows why. They just know everyone's doing it. So I should too. That's human nature. Understand this, and you can start trends. Be the first. Others copy you. You gain status. They gain safety through conformity. Everyone wins, except independent thinkers, who get punished by evolution. Because independence is risky. Conformity is safe. Humans evolved to conform. Affirmation. I recognize imitation dynamics. Dark Law 6. Loss aversion exceeds gain attraction. People fear losing more than they desire winning. Losing hurts approximately twice as much as gaining feels good. This asymmetry drives countless behaviors. Risk aversion, status quo bias, holding losing positions, all from loss aversion, which is evolutionary. In ancestral environments, losses could kill you. Gains just made things better. So evolution selected for intense loss aversion. That programming remains. This is why people won't take good risks. The potential loss looms larger than potential gain. Even when gain is more likely, even when gain is bigger, loss possibility dominates psychology. This is why people stay in bad situations. Leaving means certain small loss. Staying means possible bigger loss later. But certain loss weighs heavier than possible loss. So they stay. This is why sunk cost fallacy works. Already invested resources feel like loss if abandoned. So people throw good money after bad, trying to avoid realizing the loss. Smart people exploit this. Frame things as loss prevention rather than gain seeking. Don't lose this opportunity works better than gain this benefit. Threaten loss. People react. Promise gain. People hesitate. That's human nature. Evolution built humans to avoid loss intensely. Use that, or be used by people who do. Understanding loss aversion explains most human irrationality and gives you tools to influence it. Affirmation. I leverage loss aversion strategically. Dark Law 7. People rationalize their circumstances. Whatever situation someone's in, they'll rationalize why it's actually good, or at least acceptable, or at least not their fault. This is cognitive dissonance reduction. Humans can't psychologically handle believing they're in a bad situation because of their own choices. That's too painful. So they rationalize, create stories explaining why things are actually fine, or if not fine, not their fault. Poor people rationalize poverty. Money doesn't buy happiness. Rich people are miserable. Protecting ego from failure. Unhappy people rationalize unhappiness. Happiness is overrated. Suffering builds character. Avoiding responsibility for their state. Powerless people rationalize powerlessness. The system is rigged. I'm too moral for those tactics. Excusing their ineffectiveness. Everyone does this. About everything. All the time. This is why most people never change. They've rationalized their current state as acceptable. Change would mean admitting current state wasn't acceptable, which means admitting they've wasted time, made mistakes, could have done better. That's too painful. So they rationalize staying and attack people who suggest change, because those people threaten the rationalization, the ego protection, the comfortable lie. Understanding this explains why people resist help, defend bad situations, attack truth tellers. They're protecting their rationalization, their ego, their sanity. Don't threaten people's rationalizations directly. Let them discover truth themselves, or manipulate circumstances so new rationalization leads to better outcome. That's how you actually help people. Affirmation. I see through rationalizations. Dark Law 8. Social proof determines reality. People don't determine what's true by evidence. They determine what's true by what others believe. If everyone believes something, it must be true. If nobody believes something, it must be false. This is social proof, and it overrides actual evidence. Every time, in everyone, social proof is reality for humans, not objective truth. Social proof. Evolution explains this. In ancestral environments, the tribe's collective wisdom was usually right. Your individual assessment was usually wrong. So humans evolved to trust group consensus over individual reasoning. See what everyone thinks. Believe that. Safer than thinking for yourself. This worked when tribes were small and selection pressure was high. Wrong beliefs killed tribes. So surviving tribes had mostly accurate beliefs. Now tribes are massive. Selection pressure is low. Wrong beliefs don't kill quickly. So false beliefs spread through social proof. And people believe them, because social proof says they're true. This is why advertising uses testimonials. Social proof. Why cults isolate members. Control social proof environment. Why political movements create echo chambers. Surround people with believers. Social proof does the rest. Understanding this reveals how easily manipulated humans are. Not by arguments, by social proof. Change what someone perceives as consensus. You change what they believe, without ever addressing the actual evidence. Because humans don't process evidence independently. They process social proof, then find evidence supporting whatever social proof indicated. That's human nature. Affirmation. I control my social proof environment. Dark Law 9. People need hierarchy. Humans cannot function without hierarchy. Put any group together. Hierarchy forms immediately. Someone dominates. Someone submits. Middle ranks establish. Always. Everywhere. Because humans evolved in hierarchical tribes. Egalitarian tribes died out. Hierarchical tribes survived. So humans today are hierarchy-creating and hierarchy-accepting machines. People claim they want equality. They don't. They want fair hierarchies. But they definitely want hierarchies. Watch any egalitarian group. Informal hierarchies form instantly. Through social status. Through influence. Through dominance. Hierarchy is unavoidable. Trying to eliminate it just makes it informal and harder to challenge. Formal hierarchy is more fair than informal hierarchy, because formal hierarchy has rules. Informal hierarchy is pure power dynamics. This is why communism failed. It tried to eliminate hierarchy. Hierarchy just became informal. Party officials instead of capitalists. Same hierarchy, different labels. This is why corporations need org charts. Humans need to know their place in hierarchy. Without clear hierarchy, they spend all energy fighting for position. With clear hierarchy, they can actually work. Understanding this explains organizational politics. Status fights. Everything. Humans are hierarchical primates. Denying this doesn't change it. Just makes you blind to hierarchy's operation, while it operates anyway. Affirmation. I navigate hierarchies strategically. Dark Law 10. Attention is survival. Whatever gets attention gets resources. In ancestral environments, being ignored meant death. No mates. No allies. No resources, just isolation and death. So humans evolved intense attention-seeking drives. Any attention is better than no attention. Negative attention beats being ignored. This drive still exists. Explains most modern behavior. Social media is pure attention economy. People do increasingly extreme things for attention, because attention triggers evolutionary reward circuits. Doesn't matter if it's positive or negative attention. Attention itself is the reward. This is why outrage content spreads. Why controversial figures dominate. Why moderate voices get ignored. Moderate doesn't grab attention. Extreme does. Extreme gets resources. Resources get survival. Evolutionary logic. Understanding this changes content strategy. Business strategy. Social strategy. Everything. You're not competing on quality. You're competing on attention. Quality helps retain attention. But first you must grab attention. Extreme positions grab attention. Moderate positions don't. Controversy grabs attention. Agreement doesn't. Understanding this doesn't mean become extreme. It means understand you're playing an attention game. And most attention goes to extreme. Either be extreme, or be excellent enough that quality generates attention, or accept being ignored. Those are the options. Human nature created them. Affirmation. I compete for attention strategically. Dark Law 11. People are present biased. Humans value immediate rewards much more than future rewards, even when future rewards are objectively better. This is present bias, also called temporal discounting. It's evolutionary. In ancestral environments, future was uncertain. Bird in hand was worth more than two in bush, because you might not survive to get the two. So evolution selected for present bias. Take reward now. Don't wait. This explains why people don't save money, don't invest in health, don't build skills. All these benefit future self, but cost present self. Present bias makes future benefits feel worthless compared to present costs. So people choose present pleasure over future benefit. Consistently, predictably, irrationally from long-term perspective, completely rationally from evolutionary perspective. Smart people and systems override present bias through commitment devices, through making future consequences immediate, through reframing. But most people never overcome it. They're slaves to present bias, always choosing present pleasure, always suffering future consequences, never connecting the two. Understanding this explains poverty, obesity, addiction, lack of preparation, all present bias decisions, and gives you tools to manipulate yourself and others toward better outcomes. Make future consequences feel present. Present bias loses power. Affirmation. I override present bias consciously. Dark Law 12. Certainty is preferred over accuracy. People would rather be certain and wrong than uncertain and right. Certainty feels safe. Uncertainty feels dangerous. So humans seek certainty, even false certainty, even obviously false certainty. Anything to avoid uncertainty's discomfort. This is evolutionary. Uncertainty meant danger. Certainty meant safety. Even false certainty was better than no certainty, because at least you could plan. prepare, act, uncertainty paralyzed. So evolution selected for certainty seeking over accuracy seeking. This is why conspiracy theories spread. They provide certainty, simple explanations for complex events. The Illuminati controls everything is more comforting than complex systems produce unpredictable outcomes. First provides certainty. Second provides accuracy. People choose certainty. This is why ideologies attract followers. They provide certainty about everything. Science provides uncertainty about most things. Ideology wins because humans prefer certainty. Understanding this explains religious fundamentalism, political extremism, confident idiots beating uncertain experts. All certainty over accuracy. All evolutionary psychology winning over rational thought. You can exploit this. Provide certainty. People follow. Provide nuance. People leave. That's human nature. Not how it should be. How it is. Use it or lose to people who do. Affirmation. I provide strategic certainty. You've just learned 12 dark laws of human nature. Self-interest drives everything. Status matters more than substance. People are tribal by nature. Emotions drive decisions. People imitate more than innovate. Loss aversion exceeds gain attraction. People rationalize their circumstances. Social proof determines reality. People need hierarchy. Attention is survival. People are present biased. Certainty beats accuracy. These aren't judgments. They're observations. Human nature isn't good or evil. It's adapted for survival in ancestral environments. Those environments no longer exist, but the adaptations remain. Most people never learn these laws. They believe in the civilized story. Rational actors making conscious choices based on evidence and morality. That's not humans. That's the story humans tell about humans, while actually operating on ancient programming, evolutionary drives, primal instincts. Now you see the programming. You can't unsee it. Every interaction, every decision, every behavior, you'll recognize the laws operating in yourself, in others, in everyone. What you do with this knowledge is your choice. You can use it defensively. Recognize when you're being manipulated through these laws. Protect yourself. That's legitimate. You can use it offensively. Influence others through understanding their nature. Persuade, lead, win. That's also legitimate. Or you can reject it. Pretend these laws don't exist. Live in the civilized story, while everyone else operates on the real laws. That's your right, but it guarantees you lose to people who understand human nature. Think deeper. Feel less. Know more. This is the hidden mindset.